Hello everybody, in today's video I've got a box from Shapeways and it is really big. I got my camera set up pretty high on this one, and so this is what it looks like when you get a box from Shapeways. It has a really nice Shapeways logo on it. It's just a regular standard box. Obviously it's just printed for Shapeways. So let's go ahead and open this up. Now the puzzle is not that big. It's a 5x5x9. I mean, it's a big cuboid. It's actually relatively big for a cuboid. I don't know why they have to pack it in such a huge box though, but we will open it up and take a look. So just so you know, there's going to be 4 videos for this. There's this one, that's the unboxing, and then what's going to come up after this is going to be, here's another thing from them. I've got this before as well. But then there's going to be a how to clean and dye a Shapeways puzzle in case you ever decide to get one. And then there's going to be an entertainment video, which is going to be the assembly and stickering, and then of course the full review. So there's just some bubble wrap, some more. Oh wow, look at all these pieces. And then it's empty. Okay. Alright, so now that we got this, look at how far away I am. So I'm going to actually reset this and zoom up so we can take a better look. Okay, so if you were to buy this puzzle, this is what you would get, obviously. And so here we have 3 bags. The previous puzzles only came in 1 bag. Even my 3x4x6 cuboid, it only came in 1 bag. And it was a pretty big puzzle, so I don't know why they separated it into 3 bags. So let's take a look at the small one first and see what's inside this. Okay, so inside here you can see this looks like the smaller pieces. And look at how powdery it is in there. This is one thing that I've also found too, is that it's quite powdery, and that's why you need to wash them. Here you can see that we've got some caps. And here are some small pieces. Now, if you take a look at these pieces, you'll see that they resemble V-cube pieces like this one here. That's sort of like a V-cube 5, which makes sense because it's a 5x5. And I really like that people are being able to invent these really awesome cuboids because of the V-cube design. I know that a lot of people know that I'm not a big fan of V-cubes, but it doesn't mean that I don't respect what they've done for the community. So let's take a look at another bag. Let's take a look at this one. Okay, this one's got some fairly big parts in it. I mean, this looks like the extended pieces. You can see how big they are. We're going to open these up in a second, take a closer look. But what's in this one? This one is also the same too. So I'm wondering why they packed it in 3 bags. And this one's really powdery. So let's go ahead and open this one up and take a look at one of the pieces. Okay. Now I'm going to zoom up a little bit so you can see this. Look at how powdery this piece is. I can wipe it and it's probably on my thumb. It is. And they're just coated in this powder because all Shapeways is it's a powder, and then this printer goes over it and it sort of like glues it together, or it somehow fuses the powder together to make it. So when they take it apart and ship you the pieces, they don't bother to clean the powder off, the excess powder. So that's what it looks like. And look at this very interesting piece now. I guess this is probably the very top corner of it. And wow, does that ever look strange, eh? It's like barely hanging on by anything, but it is very strong. It's just flexible, and that's why they call it white, strong, and flexible, is because it's strong but flexible. That almost like makes me really want to be careful with the puzzle. Here's another extended piece that gets hooked in. If any of you have taken apart 4x4x6 by Tom Z, you'll recognize a piece that sort of looks like this. And here we have a centerpiece. I'm going to go ahead and get a cap so we can see how that goes on. So now we have the cap next to the centerpiece, and we just fit this on perfectly. Well, if I can get it in there. Maybe it's full of powder still. It must be that, because I can see that it does fit. I know that's what it's for, but it's just not going in. But on my other puzzles, whoop, I dropped it. On my other puzzles, it definitely goes in there very snugly. This piece is very interesting. It's sort of like this flat piece, but with a piece on it. So that's probably part of the, I'm guessing that is the second layer, second to the outside layer. And it's got a hole in here, so I gotta watch. There might be powder in there. I gotta rinse that out. Here's a classic piece that you probably all recognize if you've ever taken apart a Shengshao, YJ, V-cube, anything like that. Wow, look at this piece, eh? That's an actual piece of a puzzle. That's amazing. So here's another piece. It's got this little groove in there. And you remember this piece here? This weird looking one? Well, that fits under there. And the groove helps it stay together. And you can see how they fit together. Look at how powdery my hands are. It's actually becoming a little bit difficult to breathe in here. It's just getting all over the air. So down here is all the pieces I've just showed you. There's many more kinds of pieces. There's so many more kinds of pieces. Like, look at this. Look at this weird one. Look at that. Look at the detail in this piece. And then you remember this weird looking piece? Okay, well that goes here, except it doesn't quite go there. As you can see, there's a piece that goes in between them and they're kind of lifted to here. And so now you can see that there's space for another square here, which tells me that this piece here is probably the center piece at the very top of the puzzle. So there you guys have it. That is a fully functional 5x5x7. I showed some of the pieces, and this is what you would get when you get a Shapeways puzzle. I didn't happen to see the core in here. I'm sure it's in here somewhere. Usually the core is just a cylinder, like a ball, but I might be wrong on this one. I haven't found it yet. So this puzzle was invented by Gregoire Fenech. He's out of France. I've mentioned him before. I've also got a couple more of his puzzles coming up too that I've kind of been taking my time with, but I want to get this one out first too. Alright guys, the next video is going to come up soon. It's how to clean and dye these puzzles. Alright, thanks for watching and I'll see you on my next video.